Hello and happy Monday. Happy May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Let's give a moment. I think we're gonna miss a lot of people today for the live. I know West Sacramento is having a huge issue with internet today. So hopefully some of you are able to get on. Let me just pin this stuff. And, those that miss it, well, they can always come and watch it later when their internet is working. Good morning. Happy Monday. I did real tight buns today. My little teeny Princess Leia buns. And I have my Rebel and the Wookiee shirt on. And I had this big plan. I thought, I'll start the video with Star Wars music. Oh, look, I have a Star Wars coffee cup. I thought I would start the video with Star Wars music, and then I realized how quickly I would probably get taken down because, using anyone's music and not paying them for it. So my lovely Vanna White assistant, Dwayne, advised that maybe I could improvise. So here you guys go. Let's see if I can do this. See if I can pull this off, because we all need something funny for Monday. Ready? Okay, that's all I got. That's enough of that. So it is Mascot Monday. We are doing a Roadrunner today, which I know is not super Star Wars-esque, but I want to stick to our mascot theme. I know Wave is down again. This is why we moved to AT&T like a year ago, because Wave always went down. So we're doing a Roadrunner as a mascot, and I'll show you that drawing in just a second. When I show you the drawing, it has nothing to do with Star Wars. But when I draw it today, I'm going to incorporate a little bit of Star Wars into it, okay? So, yeah, you can, if it's for your school and you really want to stick to keeping it simple Roadrunner, then you can do that. But if you want to play around with it and make it a little Roadrunner Star Wars, you can do that too. So let's show you the drawing. Let me turn my light on. So there we go. There's our Roadrunner. And I was pretty excited to do this one. When I first got this request, I was thinking in my head, the Looney Tunes Roadrunner. Hopefully some of you guys know that. But I was afraid that if I tried to make it too Looney Tunes, it would take away from, mascot. But then a school sent me their mascot, and it looked like the Looney Tunes Roadrunner. So I was really actually very excited to draw this, because Looney Tunes are really one of my favorite cartoons. So, yeah, Wile E. Coyote. My kid even loves to watch Looney Tunes. It's still good stuff. So we have him running. I've given him shoes and shorts and a tank top. You could just do his body and then just do his feet with, 3 toes, 3 yellow toes. But I kind of liked him as like an actual runner. And then when I draw him today, I am going to, remember what this little thumb looks like, and I'll remind you. because when I draw him today, you won't see that thumb because I'm going to replace it with a lightsaber in his hand, and I'm going to put R2-D2 on his shirt. So let's get started. So to start my Roadrunner, kind of towards the center of the page, I'm going to just do a curved arch, like I'm drawing a hill. So a little curved hill. I think I already know I want to make that a little bit wider than I made it. So this is that top portion of his face, top portion of his head. Again, trying to break it down to make it easier for you. And yes, Jaguars are next week. Jaguar next week. So now we're going to give that beak. So that beak is going to start out here on the side of his face and just do a curved line coming in, come to a point, and then come back down like you're drawing a wave and come to a point. And if you miss, see right here, this line isn't touching this, I'm just going to extend it down. I always think it's fun when you're drawing and you have this much, and if you said to someone, what am I drawing? They would never guess it. They might guess, you know, a hill and in an ocean. Now, from this point, let's bring a curved line down and in. That's the point of his beak. And you can even go ahead and put yourself a little line right there because that's his smile. And just that one little thing started to make it look like a face, right? We went from just kind of looking like an ocean to a smile. And now from here, we're going to extend the rest of this face. So this curved line can keep coming down, and then you'll bring it around, come into a slight curve V, and come up. So again, we brought this around, a slight curve V, down here, and come up. Now we have that whole beacon. For his eyes, he's going to have one eye. The eyes are going to be one on this side where this point is, one on this side. So I'm going to come just up above from this point, and I'm going to do a curved line going out to the side of the face. And then another curve coming out and down to the beak. So one eye, we see the whole eye, and the other eye, we just see part of it. I'm going to change this curve a little bit. I made it a little too high. So I'll erase this line later. Inside of the eyes for his pupils, he has two hot dog shapes down at the bottom. So one on this side and one on this side. And if you feel like your eye is too big, so see how this one almost looks bigger. I can actually just add a little line right down here in the corner. And now I've evened the size of the eyes, and then this will be the color of his face. So it's like we're seeing a little bit of his face. And that kind of evened up his eye size for me. But when I did the first one, you know, I just had the eye going right down into the beak. Every drawing ends up different. Now let's go ahead and do this feather on top of his head. So I'm just going to come up and do a little hot dog shape off of this one. I'm going to do another one, but I'm going to make it look a little more triangular. So just by making it wider towards the bottom. And then a big curved one that's curving off over to the left. And then another little hot dog shape building off of this, coming down. Another one building off of this and coming down. And I think that's good. And I'm going to come back into the head. And there's his big Roadrunner feather. And of course, when you color this in, you can just color it solid, or if you want, you can add like some little lines within it to kind of make it have a feathered look to it. That's totally up to you. Now let's move on to his neck. He has a really long neck. It's going to be just off to the side of the bottom of his chin. So I'm going to put a line coming down, and then a little ways over from that, another line coming down. And I'm going to end it. This one's longer than that one. I kind of want them the same length. So if you make one that's too much longer, just erase until they get evened. So if you go erase horizontally, you'll even up your lines. And I'm going to finish the neck in a triangle because mine is wearing like a V-neck tank top. Everyone doing good so far? The Roadrunners. Now, if you wanted to just give him a body and not have him in a shirt, you would just kind of draw an oval shape off of this. He just kind of had this long oval body. But I'm going to give him a tank top. So I'm going to have one line coming out this way. That a little bit longer. And then the line over here is going to be coming, it's going to be about the same length, but it's going to be coming down because his body is moving. So he's turned slightly. So one that way. And then this, you can bring this line down for the shirt. And bring it across, and you're going to come across further than this line is. So see, this line ends right about here. I'm going to come a little bit further out. And I want room for that wing. He has that one arm wing, kind of giving you the thumbs up over here. So I'm going to do a curved line that comes in and out, and then it's going to reconnect to this line at the bottom. So it kind of looks like a funny shape right there, but once you start getting in the arms, it'll make more sense. I'm just curving these lines a little bit. I've shown you that before, where sometimes it's easier to just make the sharp corner and then go back in and curve, add a little curve to the inside. Now his shorts, he's running and he has one leg kicking forward and one leg kicking back. So this one's kicking forward. So his shorts, the line is going to come forward. And over here, he's kicking back. So the line is going to come back. Go about to there for his shorts. And we're going to finish this side first. So I'm going to curve, make it a rectangle. I'm going to curve it around and then bring it up towards the body. And then this one is coming forward, so it's going to come from out of this leg here. So this line's going to come down and out. And then you can curve this back into the shorts. I'm actually going to make this a little bit longer because I want to add some detail in here. So I'm just leaving that first guideline I made, putting the new line. Once I have the shape I like, then I can go back in and erase the line I don't need anymore. Now I want to try and give this some dimension, so to make it look like the leg is in the shorts. If you struggle with this part, just have the leg coming straight out of the bottom of the pants. But if you want to try and give some dimension inside the shorts, then you're going to come a little bit up from this bottom line inside, and you're going to do a line that goes out to the edge here and circles around. So you see that? And then a little bit above up here, I'm going to do a line that goes out of the shorts and circles around and connects back with the short. And then I can erase this little line here. And you'll see once we add the leg, it'll look like the leg is inside the pair of shorts, like we're seeing the back of the inside of the short and the front. But if that's too tricky for you, if you're struggling with that, then just have your legs start right at the bottom of this curved short line. I'm going to put the leg right here, and I'm going to do an angled line coming out and one a little bit higher than it right there. And then I'll erase this short line that's inside of the leg. So see, now it looks like his shorts, or his leg, is inside the shorts. And when I color this, I'm going to color this portion in here a little bit darker than the actual short. let's go ahead and give him his shoe. So first I'm going to give him a sock, and I'm just going to draw a kind of curved rectangle right here for his sock. Bring this back down. And then from this bottom of this sock, you're going to do a line coming down, curve that line and bring it at an angle up, and then curve it in a big hump in the front. So it's a line down, a line going out, and then a big hump in the front, and it kind of gives this kind of cartoon looking shoe. And then I'm going to put 3 little hot dog shapes right here for my shoelaces. And this shoe, I want it to look like I'm looking at the sole of the shoe. So I'm just going to do this kind of curved line right in here, so it looks like the bottom. This is going to be the bottom of the shoe, and this is the top of the shoe. I'm going to follow another line, and then let's put some lines across, and now it looks like the bottom of a shoe. So colors, the most kind of important colors, if you're going to stick with the kind of Roadrunner Looney Tunes color, he kind of has a purpley blue in the top portion. His beak is yellow, and then his neck and his tail are blue. And then clothes, you can decide what color clothes you want to do. So look at that, you got one leg. So now let's work on the other one. The other one's a little more simple, I think. We're just going to do a hot dog shape, which I know sounds funny, right here. Because what we're imagining here is that he's running and that his leg is bent and going back this way. So like his knee is kicked back, like this is his knee and his leg is back behind him. Make it just a little bit longer. So we have this little hot dog shape down here at the bottom. Let me erase these little lines. Just a little bit. Now, I don't want to put the sock right here at the bottom, because if I do, then it looks like he has a long leg and a little short leg. I need the sock kind of back this way, right? So I'm going to do this same shape, but I'm going to start it here. Like that. That's a little too long. There we go. That one's better. I'm going to make that leg a little bit longer. I want those to kind of match up a little bit so it makes sense in size. So this is his leg bent at the knee, and this is his sock and foot, which we're seeing kind of kicked behind him. Now for this shoe, you're going to come, yep, I'll show you the original drawing. So see what I'm doing here? Let's show it like that. See how it makes sense once we have the sock and the shoe in? It looks funny when we're drawing it, but then once you have it in and you have it all together, it looks like one leg's running forward and the other leg is like kicked back behind him in a run. So that's what we're creating here. Did that help you some? I know sometimes in drawing, I'll do it too, is I'm breaking it down into all these little parts. And when you're putting those parts together, sometimes you can look at it and think, that does not look right. Sometimes you just have to finish it. You just have to put all the steps in to have it really make sense, to have it really look like what it is supposed to look like. So you can see for the shoe here, I'm going to put a line angling up. I'm going to curve it down, and then that big hump back around. The shoelaces will be right here, these 3 little hot dog shapes. And then here we're just going to see the side of the sole of the shoe. So just the line that follows along that edge. And now it makes more sense. Now it looks like a leg that's kind of kicked back in a run. And you can throw a ground line in here. I wanted that line to be slightly like his heel is just hitting the ground, but this other foot is not on the ground at all. And that also gives him movement, a motion. You could also put 2 lines like this back behind his foot. That also gives motion. So just little things like this will give something to look like it's moving. If it's frozen, it is just a connection issue, so you may need to go out and come back in. Okay, now let's start on the arms. So the first one, can I show the top again? I'm sorry, it's down again. You should be able to see it now. Sorry, I know there's a delay, so sometimes I see your comments after I've already done something differently. If it's still frozen, then I really would just recommend you come back and watch it when it's completed, because if you're having bad connection issues, it will just keep freezing. And I know if you are here in West Sacramento, there are a lot of connection issues today. It's Monday and everybody's hopping back on their computers. So let's do this first arm. I'm going to do a line that angles down. This arm is on his hip, okay? So if you have your arm on your hip, put your arm on your hip right now. Everybody put your arm on your hip, or your hand on your hip. And see that angle? See how your elbow is bent at an angle? It's almost like making a letter V. That's what we're doing. So from here, you're going to come out and make a curved letter V back into the body. So curved letter V, and you can do that sometimes when you're drawing, if you're struggling with the way an arm looks or the way a hand looks, then, hold something. If you want to know what a hand looks when it's holding on to something, hold on to something and then look at that hand and then recreate. Like if I'm drawing this right now, I'm just seeing a thumb and then I'm seeing a couple hot dog shapes coming around it. So use yourself sometimes as models when you're drawing. Now we need to give the bottom part of his hand, which are really kind of feathers. So I'm going to put a little curved triangle right here. coming off of this arm and sticking out in the corner. Now, once I have that, this line can go away. Because this is all one piece. Arm to hand. And in here, we have to put another little V so it looks like that. You know, again, look at yours. You have an empty space in the middle. You have an empty V inside. So just a little one like this. And now it looks like that arm. Like a hand on the hip. So that is number one. Hand number one. Now I'm going to bring the original back in. If you're doing the thumb and doing a thumbs up, you're going to do this a little differently than I'm going to right now. So you're going to curve up into a triangle, okay? Right now, I'm going to take this line, it's going to come from the corner of the shirt, and I'm just going to curve it out and around, bring it down, and then back into my shirt. And you can actually, if you're drawing the thumbs up, you can still do this shape, because what you'll do is you'll just add a triangle up on the top here and then erase that line. But I'm going to give mine a lightsaber. So first, I'm going to put the fingers in. And I'm going to do 3 hot dog shapes folding over. One right here, one right here, and one right here. Now, if you want to do the thumb, you're going to bring a triangular shape up like this and back down. See that? So that would be if you're doing a thumb. You'd add that little triangle in. I'll leave that over there so you guys can kind of see it, just in case you're still sticking with that. I'm going to do a lightsaber. So I'm going to do a rectangle coming up and across here. I might make that a little wider. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. And then I'm going to have it coming through the other side. So I line it up, go through the fingers, bring it down. Same on this side, line it up, go through the fingers but don't touch, then drop my pencil, and then finish that shape with like a curved bottom. And now I can erase this little line here and erase the hand line that's up on the top. And you can add little details here. You could have a little like button coming off. You can do some lines. I'm gonna do 2 up at the top. Maybe another little rectangular shape here that's kind of under his fingers. And then coming up, I'm gonna have a long, skinny hot dog shape. It's going to cover part of his face. Yes, don't run with lightsabers. That's a good tip. So this, I came a little wide, so I'm going to just put a skinny line on the inside until I get up towards the top of my lightsaber. Just like that, just so it makes the right size. So here he is without a lightsaber. If you want to just give him a thumbs up, you do a triangle. If you want to give him a lightsaber for May the 4th, you can draw the lightsaber in. Now, I'm also going to put a little R2-D2 on his shirt just to kind of tie it all in. So for R2-D2, I'm going to do a curved hot dog shape that's going to connect at the bottom with a curve. We'll put a curved line across the top. A big circle in the middle. And then down here for a leg, I'm going to do a little half circle in the center. Yes, you can draw him holding something else. That's the fun of this. You make him however you like. He can be holding an ice cream cone. He could be running with a baton like he's getting ready to pass it off to the next guy. You can make him however you like. Over here on each side, I'm going to do a little rectangle. And then this will have a line that comes down, across, and in to the body. Same on the other side. A long skinny rectangle that comes down and in. And then on the end of these, you're going to do that half circle. See, starting to look like R2-D2. You'll put a rectangle in the center here. We're just going to add a few little details. We're keeping it pretty simple. I'm going to do another curve that follows this one and a little rectangle coming off of it. And then inside of this little one I made, I'm going to put kind of a bigger dot and then a smaller dot, which I'll just do in pen. Yeah, from the coyote. We're doing it. We're combining Mascot Monday with May the 4th. We're doing a combo drawing today. And then this will have some little lines and stuff inside. Little lines inside, and those are where we're going to put the different colors. And so that's my little R2-D2. And that is my Roadrunner. So now it's time to get our pens and to go over all of our lines that we want to keep. So I'm going to start up here in the feather on top of his head. Go over those lines. Oh, nice. You're doing is, oh, the tail. Thank you, Mom. That's my mom. We forgot the tail. Oh, goodness. So the tail, I'm going to start it off of his hand, and we're doing, again, some like hot dog shapes. We're going to come up and put in a little hot dog shape. See, you guys all, let's just pretend like I left that off on purpose to see if you guys were still paying attention. That's what I'm going to go with. Now off of this, I'm going to do another little hot dog shape that's a little bit longer. One more down here. It's shorter up here, but it's longer line down here. And then this one is going to really curve out and around. It's a little slightly different shape. Now, see where this tail started at the hand? We need to follow that line at an angle down through the hand, like, you know how we do that? We're not drawing, we're not drawing, we're not drawing. I get to the edge of his hand, and then I draw a line, because I need to know where to connect the tail to the body. So I'm coming up, going pretending, dropping it, putting that line in. Now let's do some little pointy pieces here. And then this one's going to curve back in and connect to the body, and there's his tail. I might even make this feather even longer, since I have room. I'm kind of putting those feathers up to the edge of my paper. There we go. Yeah, it kind of does look like a big funky hand. And you can also do some lines in that, which I'll do to just kind of give it some feather look. I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to kind of put a line, put some little lines going into these like feathery pieces. Let's do that top of the head. And where am I going next? I'm going to do the eye. Now with this cartoon, he has these black pupils, and I'm not going to do a circle of light in these. You can if you like. Traditionally, that kind of Looney Tunes, you know, character eye didn't have it. So I'm going to leave it off on this drawing. And I don't really want his cheek to be as close to the lightsaber as I put it originally. So what I'm going to do here is, as I'm drawing in my pen, I'm just going to shorten his cheek. So see, instead of having the lightsaber cutting through his face, now there's going to be a gap between the lightsaber and the face. Man, you're done. Some of you draw so fast. Although if I'm not talking, if I'm not giving step-by-step instruction, I tend to draw fast too. In fact, sorry, I had a little interruption there. If you lost me for a second, it should have come right back. When I first started doing these drawings with you guys, a lot of people would always tell me to slow down. Can you go slower? Oh, you're going to do a sun. That's nice. You also, were you the same person who made yours a soccer player? Okay, so when I do this arm, I'm going to make sure to stop at my lightsaber. And then this finger is going to come around. That way I don't accidentally draw my hand through the lightsaber. Yeah, he could be, if you're doing your Star Wars, it would look really cool to do a whole like space, kind of a spacey background. Or you could draw some of those ships, the spaceships in the background. And that's the fun of drawing like this, because really, who would have thought of combining Roadrunner with Star Wars? But that's kind of the fun. You can kind of make all your drawings look different. You could do a version of him normal. You could do a version of him without the outfit on. Because in the show, if you look at pictures of Roadrunner, he didn't wear clothes. He just had his body and his long feet. And then I'm just going to do some little lines in here. Make it look a little feathery. Those ones shorts. Would have thought I could combine them. Yep, see, this is what happens is sometimes I come up with a schedule. This is what happens when I schedule in advance, and why originally I used to just schedule the night before, because sometimes I don't realize it's a special day until like right before. So, I didn't even think about the fact that it was May the 4th until last Friday, and we were already doing a Roadrunner, but we would have been doing a mascot anyway. But it's fun to kind of combine the themes together. We did the same thing on Earth Day. We were doing a burger drawing and fries, and then I realized it was Earth Day, so what did we do? Well, we made it an Earth Day party. Oh, that'll be fun to see. Make sure you guys share your art, so when you're finished, if this is your first time here, maybe you've never heard this, but we all try to share our art. You can have it posted directly onto the group, or there will be an album for today, and you can put it inside that album, and that way we can all enjoy the art that you made today. Because everybody's art ends up different. Everybody creates their own creative look inside their art. And it's fun for me to see what you guys do with the art. How you make it your own. Even when you create it the same as mine, even if you're just trying to duplicate, it still will always look a little different. And I love seeing that. Maybe you color it different. maybe the coyote is for your, or the roadrunner is for your school, and instead you're making it a school pride thing. So you're incorporating your school into it. There we go. And I'm done. I am going to put some little dots. You know, he always has those the little lights. But I'm going to do that afterwards. I don't want them to just be black. So now I'm going to erase. And I think today the erase song should be the Star Wars theme, if you know it. Like I hummed at the beginning. You just go ba 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 ba. I didn't put my road line in, so I'm gonna have to go back and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and just erase it, and then I can freehand that. It's not a straight line or anything anyway. And let me dust off my eraser. I've decided when I draw for you, I'm keeping the paper in the book, in the pack, because it actually brings the art a little bit closer to you and makes it easier to see. And then I'm not drawing myself on such a hard surface, so I kind of like the way it feels. All right, so I am going to start coloring in. And I'm going to pull out a couple little fancy pens because I want to put those little buttons on here in a colored pen. So I'm going to do one little red button and then one little blue button to the side of it. Maybe one more over there. There we go. So you can't see that too much on your screen, but. And now for Mr. Roadrunner, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to do purple for his feather. They were kind of for Looney Tunes, it was kind of a blue, purplish blue. But I'm just going straight purple. And again, I'm kind of coming along the edge. And then I can color faster in between. Come along this edge now. So for this purple, I'm coloring the feathers on the head, and I'm coloring the arms. So get this little edge here. And then once I have them in, I can kind of come in where I put those lines and put a little bit of darker purple, just pushing a little bit harder. Since I'm working in pencil, I can do that. Maybe make it a little bit darker down here by where it meets. Bye. See you tomorrow for Taco Tuesday. We're going to have a taco party. Bring your chips and guacamole. Let's do this arm. Is anyone coloring theirs a little different? Doing your own colors? Or are you sticking with the Looney Tunes color? You're very welcome. I'm glad we could do this together. It's a fun one. I'm going to have to do, I know this was the mascot, but I'm going to have to do more Looney Tunes. There's lots of fun Looney Tunes characters. How many of you have watched Looney Tunes? That's what I grew up on. Those were the cartoons I watched a lot of. I'm going to be careful around this hand, even though that hand is going to be purple too. Basically, kind of any of his main feathers, I'm doing this purple color. But his neck, his legs, the top of his head, they're going to be blue. Well, not his legs. His legs I'm going to do orange. Put some of these lines back in. And then do this hand. So how many of you here is this your school mascot? Who has the mascot at their school? I like this drawing too because it's a little trickier than some of the ones that we do. We really had to break down lots of different shapes. You had to learn a little bit about, the pants leg. Like, do you make it inside or do you make it just match up? A couple little tricks today. I'm going to color a little darker on this underside, like there's a shadow from the fingers. Oh, that's awesome. So what does CRES stand for? I don't know the abbreviation. And then I'm going to come in with like a teal blue and do the area around the eyes. Consumnes River Elementary School. Oh, and it looks like another Dan O'Root Elementary in Fairfield. Theirs is a Roadrunner also. And the neck is going to be this color. And now I'm going to get a yellow and color this beacon. Did anyone do anything fun this weekend? We have one birthday to celebrate today. Don't forget that we do have a form you can fill out if you want a birthday shout out. If you have a birthday coming up, we had a ton of them in April, tons of them. And now I have very few in May. So we'll repost that form again today to the page. So if your kiddo has a birthday coming up and you want a little shout out during the drawing, you can let us know. I forgot a little bit of blue here for the face because I added that little line. Now I'm going to get this is a lot easier than Golden Girls. It is a lot easier than Golden Girls. Drawing people is one of the hardest things. And I know that even in these classes, the kids' classes, we've been asked to do more people. They're very difficult. But we are going to do a drawing one day where the kids are going to try and draw themselves. And I'm just going to do a step-by-step on just some tips when you're drawing. So we will be doing that at some point. Now I'm going to make this little circle on my R2D2 black. And then I'm also going to do the handle of the lightsaber black. I'm touching really light, but I'm going to add some areas where it's darker. So light there, but then I'm going to do a really dark right there. I'm going to make this little rectangle dark, and then this line here dark. And then I do have black in my shoes for the sole of the shoe. And the other shoe has quite a bit more since we're seeing a lot of it in this shoe. All right, that one's done. And let's make his lightsaber. I'm going to go neon orange because neon really looks like it's lit up. Like anytime you color a neon, it's so bright, so it gives a look of being illuminated or like it's glowing. Super bright in there. And then I'm going to get a blue, and I'm going to do a little blue here inside of my R2D2. Blue on this little edge. Blue here. I'm going to do a little bit of blue on the side of his legs. And in this space, in here. even just that little bit gives it that look of R2-D2. Bye, thanks for drawing with us. Now the legs, I'm gonna do orange. This is a much longer drawing today, I'm realizing. It happens sometimes, but the good thing is, you know, if you have to leave, that's okay. Some of you finish early, some of you might draw and then you might color by yourself. Some of you might color it later. Some of you might not color it at all. It's totally up to you. And if you're just here hanging out, listening to me talk about what I'm coloring, that's fine too. I'm going to do gray in the pants, the shorts. Some of you might even be watching this later, or I mean when you're hearing me, but we post these all on YouTube also. So those that don't have Facebook can watch it on YouTube. So we always get a bunch of people who watch each day from YouTube. So maybe you're watching it there. And for those that are, actually, this is a good side note. For those that are on YouTube, and also those that maybe visit on Instagram, one of these days I am going to do a bonus drawing. I'm going to do one on Instagram and one on YouTube, and I'm going to do live there. So I know you guys on YouTube, you guys always, you know, you don't ever get it live. So you're just watching and listening. So one of these days we're going to do, the Facebook one will still happen, and then there'll be an additional YouTube live that day, just to kind of let the people who only have it on YouTube have a chance to be involved in a live. So if you're one of my YouTube people and you're watching, know that one day soon I'll be doing a live event for you as well. And these shoes, I'm going to do red. I'm just going to keep the t-shirt white now. For that R2-D2. And we're almost finished, almost finished. Yay! And let's go ahead. Now on this drawing I wrote beep beep, because that's kind of what the Roadrunner always did. But I'm going to do my May the 4th. Be with you. There we go. And I'll write my name on it, my age, and where I'm from. And that is our May the 4th be with you Roadrunner. Pretty cool. So thank you so very much for joining me today. I know this drawing was a little bit longer than usual. I can't wait to see all yours, so don't forget to add them to the page or add them to Instagram and tag me there. And that way we can all appreciate and share in the wonderful art that you've created. We have one birthday. I have Macy on my list. So happy birthday, Macy. I hope you have an excellent day to celebrate your birthday. Tomorrow we will be celebrating Cinco de Mayo and we will be drawing a taco party. So thank you very much. Let me flip you around. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for drawing with me. Happy May the 4th. Bye, guys.